So today we're going to talk about multi-dog homes and how to keep your pack happy and healthy. Now, before we get started, I'm drinking Bonanza, which is a Cabernet. Now, let's get into it because this is a really important video. When your pack is not getting along or having issues, it can really be a quality of life issue for you and for your dogs. And I want your quality of life and your dog's quality of life to be as good as possible. So here's a few ways that you can keep your pack happy and healthy. Number one, and I'm actually going to save the best for last, so my actual number one is going to be my number 5. So number one, time apart. People are not separating their dogs enough, and especially if you have a new dog or a senior dog or a shy dog, or some dogs really need a little time to themselves. And just like us, I mean, as much as you love the people in your life, who do you want to be with all the time, really? So give your dogs a little separate space, time apart. Now, I really like doing this when you're giving them enrichment toys. So that's a perfect time because then it makes it not a negative thing or a weird thing or stressful when you separate them and they get something wonderful to do while they're separated from one another. And then before you put them back together, of course, you pick the toys up and then you put them back together. But they got a little time away from each other and they also got some wonderful enrichment in the process. Now, number 2, clear leadership. It is very important that you are a clear leader to your dog. There should not be any confusion among the pack about who's in charge. The answer is you. You're the one in charge. Now, having them sit for everything and doing training with your dog, those are beautiful ways, being consistent with rules and boundaries, beautiful ways to establish clear leadership, but it is very important that you are clearly the one in charge for your dogs. Now, the other one is management of triggers. So if there's anything that makes them kind of ugly with each other, then we need to manage that. So if they're toy aggressive or they can be particular with like one toy, maybe you have the toys put up and again, you separate them for toy time. If there's a single toy that causes issues or a single bone or a single treat, just omit it from their lives or separate them when they get it. But managing the triggers is very, very important because, when they're possessive or when or impulse control goes out the window, that is the moments where an altercation is most likely to happen. So manage those triggers. Another one is providing neutral territory experiences. So what do I mean by that? I mean taking them somewhere that is not their home, is not their yard, is not their normal routine or their normal walk, and doing something outside of their comfort zone with them together. That helps create a beautiful pack mentality. So, taking them for neutral territory experiences is a great way to help them bond and create that good pack mentality. And my last one, the one that I saved for last because it is the most important one, and I'll say it after. Walk your dogs. Walking your dogs together, again, creates that pack mentality in a good way. It also exercises them. It's mentally stimulating for them. Walking your dogs, if you have a multi-dog home, is truly critical to their happiness and keeping the flow good, and again, preventing issues from happening. All my clients that have dogs that have issues in the home, the one thing they all have in common is they do not walk their dogs regularly. So if you're wondering how important it is, that is how important it really can be for your pack. So let's go over those again. Number 1, time apart. They really need a break from each other. Number 2, clear leadership. Number 3, manage the triggers. Number 4, neutral territory experiences. And number 5, walk your dogs either together, unless one of them has an issue, one of them has a reactivity issue. Maybe you do want to walk them separately, but just walk them, take them for walks, ideally together so you give that pack mentality, but that mental stimulation and that physical exercise is very important to, again, a happy, healthy pack. So I hope those training tips helped you. I hope you will implement those into your multi-pack home, or at least as many of the tips that I gave you that you can. So I'm going to post videos on Wednesdays, so please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys next time. Happy training, happy drinking.